Hi friends, welcome to my free masterclass on editing the 411, which is my online course for photo editing. I am so happy you're here. I'm so excited to share with you more of the tips and tricks I've learned over the years doing social media and content creation. Okay, so just a little bit about me. My name's Delaney, I'm 27. I am a lifestyle influencer. I'm from Washington and I moved out to Scottsdale, Arizona about 3.5 years ago to really kind of chase a dream and a passion to create and make that my full-time job and life. That being said, I've spent the last 3.5 years really focused on personal branding. If you know anything about me, you know my brand is very pink. You can almost always catch me wearing pink with pink at the background, pink locations, and this is just something that I've added into my personal brand. I have about 10 years of photography experience. I picked up my first camera when I was probably about 10-ish years old, maybe like 13. And I just remember taking these photos out in the grass with dandelions and my cute little green top and just being like, wow, this is such a cool form of art. I am a passionate artist. I now am just really focused on digital art, and I love composition and color theory and style and everything that goes into presenting a beautiful work of art. I have 5+ experience in the social media industry. I started in 2019 and I just kept going. I just wanted to work with as many brands as possible. I wanted to create incredible pieces of work and I wanted to share it online. My biggest value is authenticity. I really want to drive with that as I share with you any content creator tips and tricks and any courses that I create. It's super important to be exactly who you are online, and it's easier said than done to really present your authentic self online, but that is what I believe brings the biggest return. And that being said, being yourself, I have become a branding fanatic. I am super into personal branding, super into branding in general, and I believe that your authentic self makes the best brands, and I'm obsessed with it. So my goal personally is to empower you to be your authentic self online. I am so excited about the idea that all the amazing people that I know in person in my life could show up online in an authentic way that truly reflects how incredible they are. And I know that's easier said than done, as I just mentioned, but that's my goal. I really want to encourage my people to show up exactly as the shiny, beautiful versions of themselves in a digital way and see social media in a better light. Your dream personal brand is real. That's something that I really want to tell you. You have the potential social media presence that you dream of. The way you see yourself online, even though it might be hard for you to fully translate it, it is possible for you to be able to present who you are in a digital way. And Deluxe Branding was created with the idea that you will be able to create it and we will enable you to. Your authentic self really, truly is your dream personal brand. So the goal here is to really transform you into an authentic creator. So how do you transform into an authentic creator? First of all, identify your personal brand. So get to know who you are, narrow down all the things that make you you, and then figure out how that shows up in a digital, artistic way. Second, craft tools and rules to present your content and your brand. So after you know what your parameters are for your style, then you have rules and parameters on how to present yourself digitally. And then continue to clarify and narrow all those details of your brands, and then bring brand awareness and continue to tweak. So the first initiative, identify your personal brand. And I personally believe that photo editing can be the first segue into identifying your personal brand. Social media is an artistic platform naturally because it is a visual platform. So once we understand what your personal brand is and how you want to present yourself online, the second thing we can do is add in little tips and tricks, little subtle changes with photo editing or video editing that can really continue to bring a depth to your brand that lets people know who you are. So let's get right into editing. The reason you showed up today, editing tips. Where do you start? We're gonna go through a few things. We're gonna go through some tools and equipment, editing apps that I use, personal preferences that I have, and then also just how to have a repeatable and consistent brand. So some tools and apps that I highly recommend. You truly do not need anything other than your phone and a tripod. As crazy as that is, it's 2024. You don't need a professional camera. You can just grab that device that's sitting right next to you and start creating right now. And that's the most beautiful thing about it, is that you already have all the tools it takes, yourself, your phone, and maybe you just need to grab a tripod to really be able to excel online and showcase who you are. My favorite two apps are Adobe Lightroom. This is for editing photos. I'm a hands down Adobe girl. I've been using this app for years, and I really just believe it's the most comprehensive app, has the most features, and it gives you the opportunity to really, truly identify yourself and craft your own personal style. I also really love CapCut for editing videos. Like I said, am an Adobe girl, but I really believe that CapCut for editing is one of the best editing apps on the market. It has an incredible desktop app, and their mobile version's just as great. It's free, and it does everything that you need it to do. And it also has extra tools if you want to buy a subscription for it. If you're interested in more tools and tips and resources, I do have an Amazon live stream account. You can go to my Amazon storefront, find my live streams, and I have a couple different videos there where I actually go in depth on all of the content creator tools that I personally use. So all my tripods, all my lights, all the little clip-on attachments like my microphones and my plug-in headphones, and I go through all of that and I tell you which ones I believe are the best. And I even have a couple cameras that I'd recommend for someone who's a little bit more interested in streamlining and elevating their social media presence with a professional camera. So what is your personal style? Now that we've talked a little bit about like who you are as a person, how that plays a role in photo editing, you've probably brought to mind some things that really resonate with who you are. And so that is my point here. I really want to encourage you to dig into yourself and figure out, who are you? Like, what types of things do people notice about you in person? What types of things do you do regularly in person? And how can you really translate what you're doing in your real life digitally? That's the trick. So using myself as an example, I am a pink girl through and through. I realize that, and there is such power in finding little things like this, like a color tone or like certain photo techniques that can really just bring a brand identity that is simple to you, but makes such a deep impact on how people conceptualize your brand and your page. And when you get into editing, you can really start to take some very specific techniques that alter all of your content in a way that makes it cohesive so that things look like they're all coming from the same place. And this is branding 101. Like, these are gonna make all of your posts look like they're from the same identity. And that's really where we want to come from, because who you are as a person is so easy to identify in person, but it's not as simple online. And that's what I want to give you guys the tools for when we're going through editing course. I want to give you the tools to really craft your own personal style so that you're showing up exactly as who you are. And once you figure out your personal style, your personal techniques, your style becomes repeatable, consistent, it creates brand identity and awareness, and also simplifies your creative process because you just know exactly what tools to use. Maybe you have presets, maybe you have a certain editing style for your videos, you have a certain voice, certain emojis you use, certain colors you lean to, and it just becomes simple. It's not hard anymore. You're not looking for what you need to do. It's just exactly what you already are, and you just accept it and you move with it and you grow with it. So photo editing, step by step, here's what I do, baby. No gatekeeping. This is what I do every single time on editing a photo. First and foremost, before you ever take a photo, there's two things that I am gonna tell you have to be done. One, there's gotta be great lighting. You can tell right here in this video, there's a window to my left-hand side, and if I turn my head, I get way more light on my face. Now, if I was taking a photo right now, I absolutely would not take the photo straight on like this. I would take the photo this way with my camera over here. And I would do that because once you face natural light, you're gonna get better exposure on your face, less shadows like you see over here right now, and you're gonna get overall better quality of your photo, better light, better detail, better quality. Same thing with composition. If you have a image that has a lot of clutter in it or there's obstacles, distractions, this is gonna bring a messiness to your photo. It's not gonna look as good. And this is where social media becomes an artist platform. Naturally, social media is a visual platform, so it is naturally an artist platform because the better eye you can have for the visuals that you're presenting, the better they're gonna look to other people. And there is a method to the madness, one of which being composition. So composition, there are many rules of composition in the world, one of which is rule of thirds. I won't bore you guys with all of those different composition techniques, but you can look them up, composition techniques on Google or whatever. There are some methods to the madness, and you'd be surprised how difficult things like layout photos are. So say you have a perfume and you have a bunch of different random objects and you lay them out in a photo and you go to take a picture of them and you're like, it looks good, but something's off about it. And that's composition. So having a little bit of knowledge of how to clear out your photo, make it clean cut, make it look good, make objects look good with each other is gonna give you an edge over your social media. Finally, we snap that photo. It looks so good, but it just needs an added something, you know? So we pop it into our photo app. First thing I'm gonna do is adjust the lighting. So I'm gonna bring up some of that exposure and I'm gonna get rid of some of those shadows that are coming onto my face. And then maybe I'm gonna adjust a couple other things. Maybe there's some highlights, that beautiful sunset. I wanna bring them up, bring them down. I'm gonna adjust all the lighting and make it look really good. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust all those color tones because unfortunately, the world doesn't always look exactly how I want to present it. There are things in my life where I really want them to be pink, I want them to be ivory, and there's a big red and yellow wall in the background. So I'm gonna take the colors in the image and I'm gonna just adjust them. I'm gonna take that blue sky and I'm gonna neutralize it. I'm gonna bring down that saturation. I'm gonna make it a little bit more in brand and in line with me. So now I can take photos anywhere, doing anything, and I can still make them on brand for myself. After that, I might want to add an even more artistic glow to my image. I'll do some color grading. I love to use the idea of contrasting colors. I do go into a little bit of a color theory idea when I'm in my online course. And for color grading, I love to go into highlights and shadows, choose two opposing colors, and then see how they give a little bit of an added enhancement to my photo. It's gonna look more cohesive, look more magical, and it's gonna bring something extra to my images. The last few things I'll do, I'll go into temperature typically, bring up some warmth. I love when my photos have a little bit of added warmth to them. I don't like cool so much. I don't like blue tones. And then I'll go into clarity and grain. Clarity is amazing because it can really make your skin look flawless. I love to bring down the clarity a little bit, make my skin a little fuzzy, gorgeous, and then add a layer of grain just to give that extra, you know, OG Instagram look, that added filter for my face. And then I will take out any little blemishes or random objects. Maybe there's a stick on the ground or some garbage laying by or something, and I'll just go ahead and remove them out of my photo. Super easy in Lightroom. And then final touches, I'll always straighten my photo. So if it's like this, I'll straighten it forward. And then also I'll crop the image so that it's 4:5 so it fits right on Instagram. So finally, I did create an online course. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. All that stuff I just went through, I go in depth in my online course. It is a super easy to conceptualize course. It's comprehensive. It gives you all the tools that you need to craft your personal style and really come out able to edit your photos in a way that's natural and authentic to you. So like I said, the course is gonna go over all that stuff I just talked about. We're gonna go into lighting, color adjusting, color grading, what techniques I use, how to pull different colors out of things, what it's gonna do, what the tools mean. We'll go through the entire app and we'll do a full setup tour. I'll show you different tricks and tips. We will also talk about color adjusting and different personal branding techniques you can take. And I will also be providing you with my bonus materials, which is my perfect lighting cheat sheet and my camera settings cheat sheet. So this course took me so much time, years of experience shared with you guys that I just simply can't express enough how much care and intention I put into this course. And I didn't gatekeep anything that I've been doing or that I've learned over time. A personal brand is vital to building that dream personal brand. And I have only seen my personal brand growing, give me more opportunities, more clients, and more connections. So what are you waiting for? I would love to share this online course with you. It is such a small investment to be able to start crafting your own personal brand. And if you start this now, then in a year, you're gonna have even more skills and abilities to really showcase who you are and grow into your dream self. And if you're not interested in this exact course, do follow along at Deluxe Branding on Instagram so that you can join in on any upcoming materials, resources, or courses that I create, because I am just getting started. And if you did attend this masterclass today, which I so appreciate you for, thank you for being here. Go ahead and use that code masterclass at checkout. Finally, thank you so much for being you. I really appreciate people that show up as themselves. Nothing is better than having you as you in the room. Who you are does matter. Your authentic self cannot be replaced, and your unique being can bring something special to the world. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below this video or send them to me directly on Deluxe Branding. I can't wait to hear from you, and if you have any feedback, please feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this free masterclass and have an amazing day. Bye.